Riders ready, watch the gate.
Hey, so real quick before he comes on, let's make him the special guest.
Okay, I don't have any questions lined up.
You have the same amount you always have lined up.
Well, true. So, and
he's
I've
gonna have to. He'll have to Wikipedia himself.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be fun because I don't think enough people know about him.
No, I'm down with it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say to you, EC, introduce our special guest.
Gotcha.
All right. Then we'll go from there.
Actually, you don't even say that because then he'll get it. I'll just once we're talking, let's just do small talk and then I'll just jump in.
And then you rip into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that sounds good. That sounds great.
Yeah. Ah, so funny. Whoa.
Oh.
What do you got going?
What are we, low cal? What do you got? Some kind of low calorie?
You got to talk so we can see what that is.
It's kettle corn. I don't know. It's my kids' food.
Hey.
And you're sponsored. Look at you.
Oh.
Look at that hat. Look at that hat. Bill Ryan?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Flying the colors for Big Bill?
Always.
Nice. Hollywood, what's your hat?
Dude, hold on. I'm sponsored today.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm sponsored today. First of all.
Whoa. Wow. Very nice.
That's rad.
First of all.
That's an unworn shirt. That's like the first time you worn that shirt.
That's right. Straight out of the UPS package right there.
That's rad.
And dude, my boy Billy Weeks, he said he always every Dirtyfest he brings me moonshine.
Oh, wow.
And he just found some in his closet. He goes, dude, his dad was the starter at Azusa. And dude, he's going to be the starter at Dirtyfest.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And we have two starters. We have Billy, who his dad was the starter at Azusa, and Doug Christopher, and his dad, Mr. Christopher, was the starter at all kinds of tracks in Southern California and all the NBA nationals, including the NBA Grands. His dad was the starter. So we have two legends, sons of legends. But
we get some authentic.
Yeah, exactly. We're just keeping it live, man. But
nice.
Billy found this hat, and it's I guess in 1986 they did a little series of tracks in Southern California, a little tour promoting the movie Rad, and the track operators got a hat.
Oh wow!
And his dad, this was his dad. He sent it to me.
That's probably a pretty unique hat, huh?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Huh. Not to mention, I'm a rad track operator. So
that's right. See.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
I'm just
authentic.
I'm just doing GT.
Oh
wow.
Yeah, because I know we're having that deal at Dirtyfest. So I figured
He's prepping. He's
bring a little attention to it. Josh Ship, you guys know Josh Ship.
Yep.
Josh sent me a text today saying, "Hey man, I'm gonna ride one of Steve Spencer's cruiser. Can I come to the reunion?"
Yeah.
So,
oh man,
dude,
I figured I'd wear this and bring some attention to that GT reunion.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a reunion from 5 to 7 at Dirtyfest for what it says something like if you rode a GT, if you worked on a GT, if you worked at GT, if you just like GT, there's a GT reunion.
That's right.
I've talked to probably a dozen people that used to work there, and they're all coming.
Wow, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be pretty big.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I feel bad for Craig Turner. I told him I'd put the tents up, but he has to buy the beer. Woo!
Oh man.
Hey, are we gonna do it on that big new pad that I graded?
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
GT George, the guy who has the big GT display trailer and all his collections, of all the
Mm.
GTs.
You're gonna
He's
park
got,
in there?
he's got like Gary Ellis's jersey and what have you in there.
Yeah,
He's setting up right there. So it's gonna be pretty awesome.
I like it.
GT George or is that Jorge?
Jorge, if you will.
Okay.
GT
like
George just sounds better than Yeti Jorge.
Hey, isn't that the guy
Jorge
that
de Yeti.
the Yeety? He doesn't isn't that the guy that Dale Holmes borrows a bike from every year?
Every year. Yep.
And
Yes.
wins on that damn thing.
Yep. Last year we borrowed some speakers from him. This guy's fantastic. He, I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna borrow some T-bone steaks this year.
That's awesome. That's cool.
So is that just his trailer?
Yeah.
Or it is. It's
Yeah.
just his trailer that it's
And he branded it all GT. And
oh wow.
he got it.
Okay.
I had some old GT tents that I got from GT when I was working there, this last time. And I had a tent top and a table cover, and I gave them to him because, dude, where else would it be? Where else would they ship?
Right.
For them?
Right.
And now they're all coming back, and we've gotten a few other people that have are now bringing their old tents, so we can
Wow.
display all the different old tents, all the stuff there.
That's gonna be the kaleidoscope.
That actually is gonna be
Let's go.
It's gonna be
It's funny. I can't spell that, but I know what that is.
yeah.
it's gonna be the most awesome mismatched color pit ever.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be it's gonna be really cool. I mean, I think a lot of people will show and that'll be neat to get like different generations of
Yeah.
riders or workers or whatever like together. That's cool.
Hey, and
Yeah,
I sent
totally.
I've been texting an invite to all of the local shops in Southern California, and they're all like gung ho because they always say, dude, we used to sell, at Christmas time, there'd be hundreds of GTs they had on layaway,
Oh wow.
the GT
Great.
bikes. Yeah. So they're all into it. It's gonna be fun. Johnny Johnson's he's gonna get carpal tunnel from spinning those records.
That's right. That's right. Dude, I'm Hollywood, bro. I can't believe you struck out, man. You just struck out, bro. But actually, you didn't even strike out, dude.
What do you mean?
Dude, Hollywood, we thought he struck out, but actually he didn't, dude, because we got a special guest.
Oh,
He's gonna pop in a second. His name is
All right.
James JV Vicente.
oh yeah, funny.
No. You gotta do it like he did. James Theodore Vicente. Dude, until I didn't
Okay.
know, Eric, I didn't know your middle name was Robert until we did your podcast.
See?
Yeah, James Theodore Vicente.
Let's go.
Yeah, funny.
V as in
Okay.
Victor, Icente.
Yes.
This should be pretty short.
Hey,
Oh no.
you're gonna have to jump on your own Wikipedia though, bro.
Yeah. All right, tell him, JV.
Tell
Give
him,
him the
JV.
Wikipedia.
See if I even know what my history is. Shit.
I have some to add, by the way.
You do?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I remember it. I started in 1982. I think it was 1982. My first trophy. It's actually right here. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, grab that
Mike
thing, man.
pulls it out.
I
It's
love it.
fantastic, man. I love it.
JV's got it, bro.
Shit, it actually says 1981.
Oh, see? I told you
81.
can't believe what you read on Wikipedia, man.
Holy cow. Braddock Motocross Raceway, ABA NJ1 District, 1981. Third place.
Wow.
There
And
it
you've been
is.
telling people you started in 82.
Yeah, that's
See?
messed up. Oh, it's falling
Yeah.
apart.
Careful.
And Braddock, huh? Braddock was the
Oh,
spot
no.
where he started.
Braddock was the first track that I raced at. Actually, was I didn't even. I mean, I had my mom and dad bought me a mongoose. I had my first bike, BMX bike, like was a Frankenstein like Schwinn, Schwinn bike that had 10 different colors on it, and I would ride that thing, and And actually, I must have picked, I must have like started to look at the magazines, and we went to the bike shop, and my mom and dad bought me a mongoose. I had like, the nickel plated mongoose.
Those were
And
bad,
while we
dude.
were at the shop, Clifton Speed Center, there was like racing gear, hanging up there. I had no idea what it was, I would, and my mom had said, "Hey, what is it? Oh, we have a team, and we take riders from Clifton to North Bergen, which is probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and we take people to the track every Sunday. And if you want to be on the team, we could take your son." And uh and we bought the uniform, and we got the 10%, as I said, at the Hall of Fame thing, we got our 10% discount, but I had to pay full price for, my helmet and my uniform.
You got 10% off your jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
But yeah, so we got that, uh and then I started going. My mom would drop me off early in the morning at the bike shop. There'd be like 6 kids. We'd get in the back of a van, probably a lot like everyone else, right? We would
So
get in the
great.
back of a van, and they'd take us to the track. We'd race, and they'd take us home. I mean, that was like,
That's rad, dude.
yeah, that's probably
Did you,
like what everyone else
did
kind
you
of went
ride?
through.
Did
Dude,
you ride
now,
bikes? Go ahead.
now that's an episode of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. You couldn't get in. You couldn't get in one of those vans now. No, no doubt, no doubt. But
Did you
yeah,
ride? Did you ride a lot in like? Did you ride for years before you got on before you went to Clifton and got on the bike shop and all that stuff, or did you
not
ride for like a couple of months and then find the racing thing?
not really. Like it was like we would ride in town like everybody. Like just we would start in the parking lot of a place called ShopRite. It was in a town, Nutley, that I grew up most of my life in. And we did like, we would just ride in the parking lot and do circles in the parking lot and race like around, like
Yep.
just an oval.
Yep.
And in the middle of the night, the police would come, and we would be like, they would stop us and go, "Hey, you guys got to go home. You got to," and we're like, "Hey, we're not doing anything. We're not breaking anything. We're not disturbing anyone. We're just riding. We're racing in circles for the most part."
Yeah.
And they after a while they were like, "Okay, go ahead. You're not doing anything. You're not disturbing anyone. Go ahead." And we started doing that, and we would just race. It was just me and two other guys.
How old were you at this point?
I was probably like 13 or 14.
See the
13.
difference? See
Yeah.
this? When we were 13 and the cops came and they told us, "Hey, you guys need to go home," we would say, "Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir, officer. We're on our way." But in New Jersey, they go, "Yo, why you busting my balls? I'm just riding in circles here."
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I remember one time when the cop had told us to leave, and I actually got on a payphone at the shop, right, and I called the police department, and I said, and I remember this, getting on the phone and saying, "Look, we're not doing anything. We're not disturbing anybody. We're
He
not
called his
breaking
boss.
anything. We're just we are in the ShopRite parking lot." And that's when they said, "Go ahead."
You called his boss.
I call the police
Dude,
department.
you're just like your mom. "I want to speak to the manager."
So
But
good, dude.
but we really, we had nowhere to that was like everyone else. I mean, that was what we did. That was our fun, and we did it late. We were there like probably midnight, 1 o'clock.
Wow.
On a school night.
I mean, could have been, but summertime, Mike, probably for the most part. So there was no school because we were out late, and I think
Wow.
that was the issue. But we weren't loud, and um, there was only a couple of us, probably two or three of us. There was a good racer in our town. His name was Brad Dalback. He raced for Thruster.
I
He
know that
was
name.
like the factory guy that came out of our town.
And could jump. Good jumper.
He was a good jumper. He was super fast. And he was kind of like he was the guy that everybody knew that was a racer. And I don't even think he actually went to Braddock at that time. I don't think he was like even a local at Braddock anymore. I think he had already started racing everywhere else. But
Yeah.
but I don't know. Do you know Brad? I know Mike does. Eric, do you know Brad Dalbeck?
I don't I don't know him personally, but I know his name for sure. I mean, I've
Yeah,
definitely heard his name over the
yeah,
years.
so he was super fast rider. I think he's younger than me a little bit, so
He
but
was. I think he's
he's
a year younger than you, JV.
yeah, he actually got paralyzed. He was practicing. So there were two
Wow.
races that were back to back. One was Howell, one was like Vineland or something. It was on weekend every year.
I think it was Egg Harbor and
And then Howell.
or Lawrenceville and Howell.
And so you would race one day in one of them, and then you would travel up and then race Howell the next day. I believe that he did not race the first day to practice at Howell, and there were a set of doubles there, and he actually clipped it, and he got paralyzed. He the that
Wow.
that day, yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, Mike and I actually went to go visit him. Not long after that happened to him, we went to go visit him.
My
But
gosh, dude, that's sad, dude. That sucks.
yeah, 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 super fast rider. Like, um, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a sad type of thing. But
And you were on Clifton and you have this nickel plated mongoose.
I had the nickel plated mongoose. Got
And
stolen. Got stolen one time.
Oh,
Was
from
right on
where?
the side of our house. I had it right on the side of our house, and I went inside the kitchen and came out, and it was gone. And my dad got in the car, fucking drove around, caught up with the guys who stole the bike, and
oh,
yeah, yeah, caught up with them. They were probably not too far down the road, but they were down the road, and the cops came too, and he ended up like scaring them, so they jumped off the bike, and then he grabbed it.
EC, I got to tell you this real quick.
yeah,
You know how when sometimes JV gets aggro and starts honking his horn and gets all worked up?
yeah.
You know how it takes him about 3 seconds for that to happen? That's his mom. Dude, his dad was the nicest,
The
sweetest,
opposite, yeah.
mellow, always a big smile. Dude could have ran for mayor of any town. He was just the nicest guy.
Wow.
Oh, do you know my any girl at any track, he would walk right up to the girl and go, "Oh, do you know my son James?"
Yeah, yeah,
Every girl.
yeah.
Isn't that true, Jay?
No, 100%, 100%. Him and Mr. Morales would
Oh, do you know my son James? And
but
and and his dad owned a McDonald's out on Long Island. And when we would go into the McDonald's, you walk in, every employee, a young blonde girl.
No.
Good stereotype. I don't care if they're
he had a
flying,
profile. Yeah,
exactly profile,
he had
every single one of them. And then we'd walk in and he would turn to the whole staff. Oh, do you know my son James? True story. True
yeah,
story. So good.
that's kind of crazy.
Oh my
So
gosh.
JV, you're on you had the nickel, it got stolen, you got it back. Then what happens?
We got it back. I started racing. Ended up going to Woodward. I don't even know. We saw an
Time out. You were
ad.
not on a mongoose when you went to Woodward.
I was not on a mongoose. I don't even know what bike I had probably next. It was
Because you had graduated from just team member.
so Mike makes you've heard this before. We're at Woodward, and it's the first week that Woodward is open
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
EC, I'll tell you what, they were not prepared for what was going to happen. They weren't prepared, one, that you've got a bunch of these like boys
They were
that
not
are,
ready.
yeah,
The
exactly,
Midnight
like
Olympics.
going crazy. And then you also weren't ready the fact that it rained almost every day the first week of
Oh,
Woodward. They had no idea. The track wasn't finished. They had no idea of like what to do with everybody, because we were just looking at each other trying to figure out what to do during the day. But you look around and you have like 15-1 girl guy ratio.
Yeah.
The boys are going crazy.
So stoked.
Hey, and so are the staff, by the way. Good ratio. Good
Yeah,
ratio.
yeah. So they had to figure out what to do with us, and we're dicking around doing whatever. But it was the first week, actually, that's the first time I met Mike, and Joe Bomber, Greg Grubbs, and Mike Polson were the instructors, and they were sitting at the tower. Of course, they're not even riding their bikes. They're at the tower making fun of everybody, making everyone ride the track backwards and forwards, and
it stopped raining in central Pennsylvania just long enough for it to turn to 120 degrees.
Exactly, dude.
It was ungodly humid, man. It was hot and humid, and there were mosquitoes, and so we're the instructors, right? And so we're sitting in the shade of the tower. Yeah, go another lap. You look good out there. Go another lap. And so they're riding.
That's our training, EC.
Yeah,
that's our training.
Yeah. So JV pulls up into the shade of the tower, and I look down at him, and he looks up at me, and we're just bored to tears. So I see his jersey, and it says Clifton Speed Center. So I just turn and I go, huh, Clifton Speed Center, huh? And JV just pops off with his new jersey. Tell him what you said, JV.
Yeah, I'm team captain. And Mike goes, oh.
Oh.
Team captain.
Exactly what he did. He goes, oh. Yeah, that's it. And actually so you could see kind of like that was our jersey at the time, Clifton. And,
that's amazing, dude.
I'm trying to see there's a picture underneath there, my mom and dad and me, and that was in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was the first national that I ever went to. I was a novice, and I won that. I won that race. I must have been it looks like I think I was like on a hutch. I must have had a hutch or something at that time. But yeah.
Well, so JV was the first week he was a camper. Just a paid camper. And it only took another week, and we're like, dude, this kid's great, man. We love this kid. And he was like Johnny on the spot. He would crack on us he would make as much fun of us as we were making of everyone else.
You loved it.
Oh, I loved it. Dude, he's from my side of the tracks, man. He's right in there. He's giving kids nicknames just like we are, because we can't remember anyone's names. So it's hey, Ruthless, come over here, Toothless. Whatever. And then so how long were you supposed to be there for, JV? The first time?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Supposed to be there for 2 weeks, and we went to the owners of Woodward. At the group of all four of us, Joe Bomber, Greg Grubbs, Mike Polson, myself, as a group, we went to the owners of Woodward and we said, "Hey, we need an assistant. We need an assistant. We need a." And he goes, "Oh, you mean like junior counselor?" I go, "Yeah, that's what we need. We need a junior counselor." And so we hire. He goes, "Well, who do you have in mind?" I go, "We have just the guy." We kept JV for the whole summer.
Yeah,
no way.
I was there the whole summer. Yeah.
You spent the whole summer in PA.
I was there the whole summer, and it was legit because they had all of those guys almost every weekend from Friday to Monday.
They had to go race.
Racing, right? So they would leave, and that's actually when I think Ed had told me that they wanted you guys wanted me to stay, and it was great. So that's how it happened, and that's how really, I mean,
that's
I
awesome,
became very good friends with Greg, and it was really Greg, Bomber, and Mike, and Polson was. I tell you what, I didn't know the guy. I didn't know the guy at all. I didn't know any of those guys really at all. But Polson was kind of like the quiet, funny, funny guy. He was like this quiet assassin almost with some of the stuff he would say. Everyone was very different which was cool. But yeah, they were all great. And I ended up, I think at the end, we were in the same cabin, all of us, which we called the dungeon because it was underneath like all the other cabins. And yeah, it was like it was
What
great.
a
Yeah, they
summer,
took me
dude.
in. Yeah, it was a great summer. They took me in, and then every other summer, I think we were there for 3 or 4 years. Three
Yeah,
years, 4 years.
at least 4 years.
Yeah,
Well,
at Woodward and
I'll tell you,
working there.
JD went from Clifton team captain to the fifth pro at Woodward. Really?
Yeah, yeah. I really, I say I'm lucky having having gone there and connected with them. I mean, then it was actually through there that I met Tim Lilthorpe and Woody Woodruff, and then they had uh, they had come to the East Coast and went, and we had a race we had a national at Braddock. Met up with them. They stayed at our house, and afterwards said, "Hey, we'd love to have an East Coast guy. Would you like to join the team?" And that's how I ended up on Reach. I
That's
mean,
sick.
I think that was like 1983, 84 ish. I ended up on Reach. Uh, the bike is like super weird looking. I mean, the forks were raked out a little bit. I mean, it was very low bottom bracket. I mean, it was a strange but interesting kind of like different bike. And
That's
man,
spoken like a true team rider right there.
That's right.
Yeah, nice
Dude,
cover up.
dude, I rode for them for a couple of years. I mean,
Yeah.
we
you could
sold.
make a run of those right now, JV, and sell them from this podcast. So you partially these kids.
It was just, it was just different. We say the slingshot was really different. I mean, the back dropouts were very unique. The bike was, and everyone wanted it to be different, at the time. And I tell you what, in the Northeast, there were a lot of people riding Reaches. Like
That's true. That is true.
there were a
And
lot.
yeah, a lot of people that went to Woodward end up buying them because they saw JV riding them, and it was
It's
good.
just that, I mean,
And Joe Bomber started riding them too.
Joe Bomber was Joe Bomber was a pro. I mean, there was only like 4 people on the team. It was very small, but
And we had a little bike shop there at the camp. Well, first at camp we would have to go into town the first half of the first year. If we needed anything, we had to go make a 45-minute drive into State College to go
For
to the one
tubes?
little bike shop in town,
John's derailleur.
John's Derailleur. Tell
Yeah.
him, JB.
Clayton John's place.
No way.
It was Clayton John's bike shop.
Yeah.
Who went
Wow.
on to become the owner and president of the ABA.
Is that crazy?
That's wild.
Yeah, you would move. He had some bike parts in between hockey helmets and roller skates and all kinds of snow blowers. But then he had a little section with some bike parts, and he would order whatever we needed. But he had tubes. He had all the stuff we needed.
Dude, this is the thing that was kind of crazy. They have a BMX camp for bike, like the premier bicycle camp. If your bike busted, you can't fix that shit. There's no bike shop. There's no parts there. You had to wait until we went down by State College to race on Tuesday night. I think it was Tuesday or something like that.
Yeah.
Before we went to the bike shop to get your bike fixed.
I wonder how much Woodward and you guys patronizing his shop shifted him into BMX mode and changed the course of history for our sport.
I don't know.
We spent a lot of money in that shop.
Yeah, those kids, they needed spike parts.
I can imagine the kids showing up to camp, dude. I can imagine the state of some of those bikes that some of those parents would send their kids with and just hammered when they show up.
Dude, we were patching tubes the first couple of weeks. We were patching tubes because we had tubes.
Yeah, patching tubes. We were patching, exactly. I remember that. We were patching tubes. So really, it wasn't until, I guess it was probably near the end of the year, wasn't, or even the year two, that they just got kind of smart about it and said, we need a bike shop. At the same time, they ended up buying Reach.
That was
right?
I think that was year 3 when they had.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Because
Year 2,
now
we just had the bike shop.
they had the bike shop and they ended up having,
A
stuff
full
there that you
and a
can fix your bike.
full-time guy, Dave Masterson,
Dave Masterson came in, a Long Island guy.
which we're going to circle back to at the end.
Yeah. Reach guy too. But later, yeah, he came to run the bike shop and eventually became the director of the BMX thing, I guess, after Mike. So
Wow.
but
Oh, I'm sorry. So JV is on
Reach.
Reach now,
Yeah.
I'm on Reach.
and he's racing all over the country, racing nationals.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to do that, race nationals, um and then I guess it was in 80 around 85, because my next jersey there is Galindo. Mike actually introduced me to Rudy Galindo when I was racing Reach, and that's how I ended up getting co-sponsored by Galindo. And Rudy Galindo was great. Him and Bedford were awesome. Bedford was his partner. Um, I don't even know if he knew a lot about BMX or whatever, but those two together were awesome. I mean, they were so kind to me. They would give me whatever I needed. I went to the Grands one year. I stayed with Rudy and his kid in a hotel. Yeah, I mean, it was so he was
Awesome.
very good to me. Yeah, very good to me. And Mike was the one who introduced me to
I
Rudy.
introduced him, and all of a sudden, I know the next thing I know, he's sponsored by him. He's talking to Rudy every other week. I never
Yeah.
talked to Rudy. I was like, "Wow, what happened?" It was like, and he was factory, just right
Yeah.
in there.
So Reach ended up kind of like dissolving when Woodward had bought them. And they were just they had an excellent, really, I mean, I wish we could copy this formula that they had. It was almost like the Gold Line, the Gold Line and the Bandito type of formula, where it was like uh pay X amount of money, become a rider, and then it's just that thing where you just look really big, but you have most of the people that bought into it. So they ended up doing that, which was great for them, but I ended up leaving there, and that's when Rudy Galindo really took care of me, and I was like, it was only me and one other guy or two that were really just Galindo riders.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if you can even see
I
this
can see it.
jersey.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, look at it. I mean,
Yep.
it's like, I don't even know what it is. Two triangles with like
And what
it just
frame
says
were you on?
Galindo. What?
What frame did you ride then?
So we were co-sponsored by Free Agent. And that's when I ended up meeting Yvonne. But Free Agent sponsored us, and we had the only green bikes that they made. They made a bike specifically for Rudy, and it was a color green.
Wow.
And I don't know what I ended up doing. There's a picture of me and Sean Newberry at the Murray World Cup, and I actually have the green bike. It's on the green bike. It's kind of like your bike, EC.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
Super
I
rare.
wish I still had that green bike, because it was only one of probably two
Yes.
or three that were painted that color.
I don't, dude. I mean, I was a free agent rider, and I don't remember a green free agent.
Yeah, it was
That's
one of the
rare.
things that she did for Rudy was she made him. She painted a color bike just for
Yeah,
two of us.
yeah.
That's awesome.
There are
Yeah,
probably only 3 made, period, that were factory green.
yeah,
Yep.
it was super cool looking. Ended up giving that away. I don't know why. It's dumb.
It's just stuff.
Good
Yeah,
stuff, man.
yeah,
Good
It's
it's
just
stuff.
a
stuff.
dumb move. Dumb move. And then in 1986, uh, I remember it like it was yesterday, because it was probably the best moment of racing. After Woodward National, uh, I came in. I think in cruiser. I think I either won or came in second in cruiser, and came in second in class. And Mike Miranda came up to me and said, "I just talked to Mr. Donnell, and we want to put you on the roster at CW." And And I was like, get the fuck, I was like, serious. I was like, get out of here. And it would really, I was so, it was like, you know what I mean, EC. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a moment where you're just like, I can't
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, when you've been trying your ass off and trying your
Yeah.
ass off and you finally break through, yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's a huge moment. It means everything.
Totally was, the highest point that I think I reached ever. And um and we was during the summer, so I was still working at Woodward. Mike was already kind of retired from BMX. He was working at CW. And I remember getting a letter at Woodward. I got the letter that actually says, congratulations, welcome to the team. I still have it. It's actually in the frame over here, the letter, and
That's awesome.
it's the one where you fill out your name, your jersey size, and you put your information on it and you send it back. And yeah, and I remember getting it, filling it out, sending it, faxing it back. And
Wow.
and then I think a little later on, going to going to the factory, meeting Mike, and then getting stuff there, like the bikes and he sent me I remember him sending me the blue colored CW. He goes, oh, if you have your cruiser is blue. That's what we're pushing right now is blue. So I had a blue cruiser, yeah, a light blue cruiser, and I can't remember. I think it was white. My CW. But yeah, it was a
That's so sick.
great, it was a great moment, and also probably like the highest and the lowest of my racing period. Had gone to the Grand, so at the NBL Grands, had gone to. So the story is this, and I don't tell it much because I'm mostly embarrassed by it. I the World in Orlando was that year, and I had just got on a team, and I was like, I thought I was going to go there and I was pumped. Like I wanted to go. And I remember even calling, I think NBL and saying, hey, am I signed up to go? And they were like, no, no, we see you're on the roster, but they didn't sign you up to go. So I kind of like after a while, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not making that race because it was like the next week. It was like not that far. Uh, and then had gone to the NBL Grands that year. I stayed with the team. You probably don't even remember EC because it was so like I think I stayed with Justin Green and In Healy. Like
Yeah.
we all squeezed, three or four of us squeezed
Uh,
in the room over there. And then
That seems like CW, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
and
One town car is all you need.
yeah. And I remember Mr. Donnell was, I think they put me on the team trophy even. And I didn't even make it out of I think I made it in my quarters or something. I didn't even make it out. I didn't make it to the main. And I was embarrassed. I was like truly embarrassed. And
Mm.
and I basically took my stuff. I said, thank you. I'm going to stay with somebody else. And that was it.
What?
Yeah, that was it. I was,
Wow.
I was like, so it's a tough feeling, because it's a lot of pressure to be there,
I hear
and
you.
it's the Grands, and
And you're told you're on the sheet.
I was on the team trophy.
To be told when Mike Donnell tells you, okay, I need you to do good, you're on the team sheet.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
pressure,
and I
man.
didn't even make it to the main. I was just like,
Oh,
I don't belong. I really said to myself, I don't belong here.
oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, that
So
kills me, man, because it's not, I mean, it's just one race, you know?
yeah, but it's the biggest race of the year.
It is the biggest race of
And
the
it's
year, but
like if you can't, I was like, if I can't do it, if I couldn't step it up at this big race, I don't deserve to do it. Like
I, I,
I really got down on myself
I
and
can respect you. I can respect your position and I can respect what you're saying, but man, if,
Hey, EC, we have had other guys on our teams
yeah,
in the same position that did the same thing. that that when all of that pressure gets put on somebody,
Yeah.
and it's not the best environment for them.
Yeah, it's a little heavy. I mean, believe me, dude, I've been through it. I get
I'm
it.
not going to say their name. I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah.
But EC, I can think of 2 riders that were on the same team with us that the same thing happened to them.
Wow.
I
I
can
just
think of three people now. More
the-
coming to my mind that were great, really good at it, really like JV, great at nationals, make main makers, consistent. But when the grands came, when the
yeah,
pressure, the cooker just came and crushed,
yeah.
it was too much. It was too much for some people.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Hey, I never won a grands either. I mean, it was, well, as a B pro, but not double A. I never won grands as a double A. It was
JV. I know what you're talking about, dude. I do, man. And I can tell you, man, there were times racing that dude, I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would like, especially if I was, it's the expectation, right? It's the expectation and not meeting it, right? So not managing the expectation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily even mean that it's coming from someone else. It's just an expectation you put on yourself to achieve a certain level to show everybody you deserve what you have.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
don't achieve that, you're like, dude, well, like you said, you're embarrassed.
Yeah. I mean, I was filling a spot. Charles had moved up to pro, and I was
Yeah.
filling a spot. Like,
Yeah.
and that 17 over X or 18 or whatever the class was at the time.
You were 18 because I was 17.
Yeah. And to fill that and, try and like step into a pretty big role
Charles's
there.
footsteps.
Yeah, brother, come on, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, and I just, that's why Mike hates when I say that, but it's like when he's like, oh, we were teammates and this and that. I mean, yeah, I was on the roster, but I didn't come through. I wasn't really, that's
You're
to me.
100% right. I hate when you say that.
I know you do. I know you hate it, but
Here's how I see it, JV. I can't. For me, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I accomplished a lot.
Yeah.
I won a lot of titles, and I won a lot of races, and I won a lot of big races, and I had a lot of pressure for a long period of time, man, and it wears you out. But if I had quit teams and things because I didn't achieve at certain races, I may have never gotten to that level. It could have made my life be in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
Not might have. It would have.
Yeah.
So that's the only part for me that bums me out, to hear you say that, and especially in the way that you did, man. That you packed your stuff up and left the hotel. I don't remember that, dude. That makes me sad.
Well, that's why I always told your mom. When I see your mom.
Yeah.
I say I remember you. I knew her before that just because with Mike and of course Mrs. C but
Sure.
She was the first one to greet me at the airport because I was the first one to fly in from the team.
Yeah.
And she met me, and we hung out there while everyone was coming. But she was the first one to meet me.
Wow. I can't imagine that my mom. I can tell you, if I would have known you were packing your stuff up and leaving the hotel and staying with someone else, I wouldn't have let you go. And I'm certain that you didn't tell my mom before you did that.
No.
Because I can tell you with 100% certainty, you would not have left the hotel.
Yeah.
Her lucky sticks, she would have beat you with them.
That's right. Dang, dude.
Yeah. I
understand.
Even just telling the story makes me kind of upset about it because you get to this is what you strive for, right? You want to be with one of the biggest companies,
the opportunity
at the time. Yeah, you want to be with them. That's your goal, to be a full factory rider for a big company. you know, and I mean, I'm happy racing for Reach and Galindo and those guys, and they helped me along the way. But this was a different level, and just in myself, I was, I was not happy with what happened there. So, um,
I
so
get
I
it,
ended up,
dude.
yeah. So I ended up, kind of just leaving that, and before the before the Christmas Classic, uh, I got a call from somebody from Jersey, a company called S&B Pedal Cages, and uh, and he said, "Oh, I heard you're not riding for CW anymore." And I said, "No," and he said, "Oh, we're looking for a B Pro. We want to get this guy." He told me the whole story that this guy um, who had some money was trying to do something cool with these cages, and do you want to ride for us? You probably pay your entry fees. And I said, yeah, yeah, great. I mean, what was I gonna do? Like, uh, and it was actually pretty cool because these were Jersey guys. Dr. J. Rich was actually one of the riders on this team
Yeah.
a long time ago. Uh, so he took care of a lot of local riders, this guy, and his cages were actually pretty good. Like, they were pretty good. They weren't Hutch, style that were super pointy, but they were a little more squared, and the way it really gripped your pedal well. So I rode for him for a while, turned B Pro, and then and I guess he was my last ride. I guess before I retired, and before Matt Hayden told me that I needed to practice in Pennsylvania for a national. Uh,
Poor
that's when I
Matt drove a bus over
really,
you.
yeah. I mean, look, here's the thing. I ended up going to school. I was trying to race while I was in college. That wasn't going to work. There's just
No.
no way that was going to happen. And I would go to the national, and I would get out of the gate pretty well, get over the first jump, and then after that, they would just get past. And that's from just not riding and just not having stamina.
Yeah.
And that's something to like a testament to the people that practice, and you just can't get on a bike and be good, like, just doesn't, except
Not
for you,
No.
not
except
that
if
level.
you're Eric Carter.
Yeah.
No one else could actually do that. It doesn't work.
No, I don't know about all
Nobody
that,
except
man.
Eric Carter can do that.
I
Right.
mm,
So that
you
didn't
guys.
that didn't work for me, but I did win a race as a B Pro, and in Connecticut. It was myself and Marlon Pearson. We came first and second. We were both riding for S&B pedal cages at the time. Uh,
That was a good day.
yeah, it was a great day because Weewell probably could have passed me in the last turn, and he actually didn't. He could have pimped me in the last turn and passed me for
Yeah, we
sure,
will.
and he didn't. He was kind enough not to, but we finished first and second. Yeah. So yeah, so that's a short, kind of. I after that had not been on a bike until Texas Classic 3 years ago.
Did
Did not ride.
Did
I mean,
not ride at
I
all. As
had a
long as
20 inch. Yeah, I mean, I would ride like from my apartment to the car, and then put it in the car. Like when we went camping or something, we had our bikes with us, but I never rode like trail. I mean, we would just ride my kid.
did you have any bikes did you have a mountain bike, a road bike, anything?
Mike, oh my God, I don't know. I never told you this story. I
No.
wanted to ride. So after BMX, everyone's into mountain bikes. Like
Yes.
this was kind of the thing, right? I
The
mean,
new wave.
obviously but mountain bikes just became this thing, and BMXers are trying to ride mountain bikes. And I said, oh, maybe I'll get on a mountain bike. Mike's already riding mountain bikes.
He was.
I'm racing Big Bear all the time on my GTs. Working for GT and racing on a Zascar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's racing. He works for GT. He's going every week. He goes, no, you got to do this. This is great. You know, I said, okay. He goes, I'm coming to Jersey, and we're gonna ride. I think it was Way Yonder or something
Way
like
way
that.
yonder, is where we rode. Way yonder.
There's like, and there's a bunch of other dudes that he's recruited to go do this mountain biking thing.
Oh, they're all fit.
Yeah,
I
they're all
already know where
fit.
it's going, man.
Dude, he sends me a cool jersey that's super tight. Like, I'm not really that fit. The shorts and shit. I'm looking factory, like with what he gave me. He gives me a bike, a Zaskar bike. I
Yep.
have no idea what that is. And we go riding on the trail and I didn't realize that this was going to be like a long ride. I thought this was going to be, downhill, riding on
Yeah.
bumps and shit. No, we're going up hills and stuff. I'm not kidding you. I got to a point where I had to stop. I was almost in tears. I couldn't, these guys had left EC. These guys were 20, 30 minutes probably ahead of me. So far ahead of me. Mike had to come back like a rescue dog.
Dude.
Dude, he had to come back. He came back and I'm struggling. I'm like, dude, what are we doing here? Like, he's laughing at me. He goes, no, come on, just follow me. We're gonna get there. Oh
my
God.
gosh.
I should say probably the second and most embarrassing. I mean, this was bad too because he had invited buddies, like
Yeah.
other BMX dudes that have been riding mountain bikes, and that mountain bike thing is hard. That was the first and the last time that I rode that bike.
No way.
Yeah, first and last time I rode that bike. I
JV,
gave it to my son. My son's got the bike now.
that's
His son still has it and rides it.
that is
Yeah.
awesome. How
My son
sick is-
rides the bike. Yeah, but
Wow.
dude, that was traumatizing. That I have a lot of respect for people that do mountain bikes and ride those distances like that. But that
Dude,
shit is hard.
My first mountain bike ride, JV. Might have been I think it was my first ride. Troy Lee used to do a bike ride out of his shop, and he would ride from his shop to a place called Chino Hills.
Yep.
And you had
Wednesday
to ride
night.
exactly. And I got invited to go one night, and I thought, oh yeah, sure, yeah, I'm gonna go to be rad. I'll do this thing. And we start. I don't know. I have no idea how long it is. Same as you do. It's almost the exact same stuff.
Yeah.
I take off. I'm up at the front, just ripping, going up, going down. Dude, absolutely exploded. Didn't bring
Yeah.
food, didn't bring nothing. And I don't know who I was riding with. It might have been Coley. I don't know. Dude, I was like 45 minutes. I laid down on the railroad tracks, dude. I bonked so hard. I laid beside the railroad tracks, and they were like, "Get up, dude. You have to go." And when I got back to the shop, Troy was waiting there, and he's like, what did you do? Like, where have you been?" Because I was like an hour behind, dude.
Dude, it's so true, right? Like, it's hard.
I was so done. I hated it. I hated it so bad, man.
I thought I was gonna get on the bike and like be good. That was like one of the hardest things. I just don't have that. I just don't
Ruined
have
him,
that.
man. Just ruined him.
Totally. You
Yeah.
you totally ruined it. Seriously, that was the first and last time I rode that bike.
You should there's actually some pretty cool places down by you, I think, in some like wooded areas by you
Yeah.
that are pretty cool for riding. And they're not big, obviously they're not big hills and stuff. They're just trails that are through like the woods.
See, I think I would be more into that.
Yeah.
If there was a downhill component to it.
It's just obviously where you live is flat.
Yeah.
There's no hills. The biggest hill you're going to climb is going to be 30 feet.
It's the bridge.
Yeah.
It's the bridge from your island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
That's your hill climb right there.
Yeah, but I've heard there's some pretty cool. Well, Mike and I have a mutual friend, John Canepa, who grew up there, and he used to race cross country down there in Florida, and he said it was a blast. He loved it. Just fun trails, like not crazy climbing mountains, just fun riding your bike.
Yeah, I got to find those because that's not.
Yeah, you can ride them on your Supercross now.
Yeah. Since I don't have a mountain bike.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get your bike back from your son.
So you didn't ride. You just didn't ride bikes at all, man.
No, until he went to Texas and raced.
until I went to Texas.
That's
Yeah.
a long time, man.
It's a long
You-
time.
You
Yeah.
think?
That's
30
decades.
years? 20 years?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
a long
That's
time.
And it's
Wow.
funny because when I got on because when I got on there and I got on the gate, it was a very short track. It was the Texas Classic, so it was like, it's kind of like our race. They made a track that was kind of old school,
yeah.
and but it was great because it was short. Like, yeah, there's no way I'd be able to do it. And I stood on the gate and just looked down for a little while because I was kind of like a little scared.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked at the first jump. It was just a small rolling speed jump, but then I was just a little bit timid, but but yeah, I did okay.
That's
I
not
did
what
all
I was
right.
told. What I was told, Curtis Bland was that told me, your boy
Curtis
James,
was
man. He goes, your boy James. He goes, he got out of it. He goes, when the gate dropped, it was like he'd been racing the whole time. His gate, he said you had good starts.
I had pretty good starts. Yeah, yeah. But it was, the track wasn't that technical, so and it was short, so it would play to my advantage, the whole thing.
Wow.
But yeah.
All those starts at Woodward were still paying off.
Yeah.
See?
I put together a reach bike that almost had the same parts, with the exception of just a few, but the same type. It wasn't exactly the same, but the same parts, not the same ones that I had at the time. But I had found Curtis Bland gave me a set of Galindo bars.
Wow.
Dave Masterson had a frame
The
and
guy
fork.
from Woodward. The
The
guy
guy
from
from
Woodward
Woodward.
had a
Uh,
frame.
I started calling people because I wanted to put this bike together. I had the rims already, and the cranks that were the same, and I put the bike together, and so my reach bike now is really almost exactly the same as when I had it.
So like you have a bike to race at Dirty Fest.
I could race the reach. I raced it at that Texas thing, but
In
I
all
don't
your
know.
spare time at Dirty Fest.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be racing, but yeah, it is kind of cool just to have it. It's one of those things, I have it, and
That's cool, man. I
yeah.
couldn't ride 20. I can't ride 20s now, dude. They're
Yeah, because you've been riding big bikes, like,
yeah.
right? So a 20-inch to me is still pretty comfortable.
Oh,
Well, just because I didn't
that's
ride.
where you left
He's
off.
got nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. That's where you left off. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I have a cruiser. I have a cruiser that Bill gave me. And I actually still have my CW frame,
Wow.
my cruiser frame.
That's cool.
I still have it. I wanted to put it together. I don't have the forks. I don't know how I ended up
Dude,
losing.
he's got
cruiser
frames.
forks.
He's got no forks anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know why would I
go-
lose forks? I don't understand.
What'd you do with the forks?
I don't know. I got a RevCore frame, no forks. I have the CW frame, no forks. What the fuck? What did I do with all that with the forks?
Oh my gosh.
All
No,
right.
the bigger bikes, I mean, it just depends on how competitive you are. Like, like at these vintage races,
Yeah.
the smaller bikes get out of the gate faster. I always get smoked out of the gate because I'm riding that big 26.
Yeah.
But dude, I like it. It's just fun for me to ride the bike.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could go maybe faster on a 20, but I wouldn't have as much fun.
Right.
So that's why I
You
just
look
ride
like
the
you're
bike.
having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Hey
if the guys
kid, hey
beat me out of the
kid,
gate,
and
they
you
beat me out of the
you
gate.
are riding the shit out of that 26-inch
Yeah.
bike too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope you never get a good gate.
It's so fun though, dude. It is fun, man. The big bikes are fun. They really are. Like,
Yeah.
they just track good, and it's just a lot of fun, man. But I mean, when I got that touchback from McGrath, and we brought it back here to the house and cleaned it up, and then I went to ride it in the front of and just in the street.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost killed myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I spent so many years on riding mountain bikes in the way of
Right.
a, 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 suspension fork moves, your sprinting, on a 20-inch, it's not as twitchy on the big bikes, but on the 20-inch, I literally, when I start to sprint, I literally pull the front wheel off the ground and pull it out from underneath myself.
Yeah.
It's dangerous for me.
Yeah. I could see
So,
that. I could see that.
I mean,
Yeah, I love, I loved racing cruiser. Bill had given me a Supercross 24. I'll ride that every once in a while, but just up and down the street. I haven't taken it on a track to see, but
I loved racing cruiser when we
yeah,
had cruiser stuff,
yeah.
especially at NBL races. I never brought my cruiser to ABA races because I didn't like racing them in those horse barns.
Yeah.
But I loved racing them on all those back east, South Park, Louisville. Cruiser on those tracks was
Yeah.
wrecked, dude. So
Yeah.
fast and tires get humming.
Right. Yeah.
I think the high level of BMX should be on bigger wheels. I think the racing would be even better. But anyways, that's
Yeah.
Well, so we circle around. JV is retired from BMX.
yeah.
He's gone on to school, graduated college, went to work selling spray painted lawns or something. I don't remember.
Oh, stop. That was,
I love
yeah.
And then went on into the industry he's in now and has been for all these years in the same industry.
Yeah. Alcohol bev, been in the industry since I got out of college, basically. It's yeah. And it's kind of, it's
So
just different.
for our listeners who don't know, what do you do?
Yeah, I work for a company called Gallo, and we are the largest winery in the world, but we also are in the spirits game and in the beer now. So I've always been in the spirits, working for different spirit companies, and when Gallo really started to get into the spirits, I joined them. Gallo, oddly enough, and Mike knows this. Gallo was the first company that I worked for out of college. I worked in the bar. They had Bartles and James back then, if you know that.
Yes.
That they had that
If
way
you know
back
what Bartles and James is, you belong at Dirtyfest.
That's
you belong
right.
at Dirtyfest. Yeah, you're
Exactly,
definitely an
man.
'80s guy.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, so I worked for that company with Bartles and James at the time, and then had left there, go to different companies, but now back with them, in a different capacity in working in spirits. But it's been great. It's interesting. I tell Mike and you guys this all the time, like that. A lot of the people that I know are best friends and friends for years that have been in the bicycle game are still in the bicycle game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they have stayed in it.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, which is wild. Like
Yeah.
to see that they have done different things and in different capacities, but still related to what they did as a kid,
Right. I know it's wild.
right?
Yeah, it does trip me out sometimes when I think
Yeah.
about that. Like that there's, people that are I mean it's wild to think about that something that you started when you were 10
Yes.
and you're still
You're talking about
doing it.
BMX or the alcohol? I'm not.
Exactly. Wow, it's crazy.
I
JV,
love that.
when you say they're in spirits and beer, do they manufacture their own or do they distribute for other brands?
Both. Yeah, mostly acquisitions. So then we own it, and then we also make it right after we buy it. So
Gotcha. So you buy brands, basically.
we do as we expand to the different different areas that we're a wine company first.
Yeah.
That's how the company started. But like when you start expanding into different disciplines, then you acquire.
Mhm.
And then that becomes yours. So then, yeah, you can become a, distillery or after
Yeah.
you purchase. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not unlike the bicycle industry.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
So JV has been in the spirits industry this whole time, and then to bring it full circle, a few years ago, EC and I played golf at the Hall of Fame dinner, and they announced they're going to move it to Tulsa, and we're like, Tulsa, who wants to go to Oklahoma instead of partying here in San Diego?
Yeah.
So we talked about it over some beers, a few beers, a lot of beers. And
Hey, does my memory serve me right? Did we had a 30 pack, right?
we had a 30
Oh my God.
30 pack of Tecate.
Yeah, and we were way into that by the turn.
Yeah. It was almost gone by 9 holes.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, you have to know, we started in the morning.
So you were playing at Eddie's golf thing? Is that
Yeah.
when you?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. So
8 o'clock sharp.
so
And-
at the Hall of Fame thing, Eddie King, I don't know if he still does, but he used to put together a golf outing for people that were attending. Yeah, so that's where you guys were and you were drinking. Okay.
And we were in the cart together, and we had a 30 pack of Tecate, and it was almost done by the turn, and we started in the morning.
God.
That wow.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yep. Well, so we have this discussion about, well, that's going to stink. We should do something else. We should do something about it. So that night, from about midnight to 3 a.m., I came up with this harebrained idea, and I pitched it at EC, and EC was like, "Yeah, we could do that." Then a couple weeks later, JV invites me to come to Las Vegas to NHL
All-Star game.
All-Star. And I don't know anything about hockey, but anytime I can spend with JV is always quality time, man. We have the best time. So everyone.
I mean, you drove up like that night.
Yeah.
It was it was kind of like a last minute thing. Yeah, I was already there. I think I was already there. And I'm like,
I said, "Hey, yeah, I'm coming. There's something I got to talk to you about." So everybody else and these famous podcast guys, they're all at the front watching the hockey game.
Yeah.
JB and I are in the back of this luxury booth, just teared up, laughing so hard, talking about, hey, we should, I got this idea. We should do this podcast thing. And we start talking about who we would have and some of the stuff that we know about has happened. And we're just crying, laughing so hard. And I knew then the three of us could do this, but it had to be the three of us.
Yep.
Yeah, it was actually really, we were with Barstool Sports. EC, do you know Barstool?
I don't know Barstool Sports.
They're mostly sports related in the industry, and we were actually within their area.
What do they do? Is it
it's on social media. They're
giant.
Yeah,
they're like the Joe Rogan of sports.
Yeah.
And they have a podcast. They're a big podcast.
They're also it's social media.
Gotcha.
They're in
YouTube,
gaming now. They're pretty big. So we have a partnership with them with one of our brands, and
gotcha.
And that's how I had the tickets. And
right.
So we're in the suite.
Oh, you're hobnobbing.
No, you're not.
No, that's the thing, right? We didn't watch 2 minutes of the game. We are in the back by the door to get out, and we are just cracking up, telling jokes, talking about 80s BMX people that we know, and it was one of those things, EC, that you guys probably were when, like, the same type of thing when you're golfing.
Exact same thing.
You're just telling it just starts to, like, snowball, and you're just stuck there. We spent the whole game standing in the corner in the kitchen, just he and I, and we're laughing the whole time. People that are celebrity, in that world, those guys are not even near us. They're probably wondering who the heck we are. and why we're not hanging out over there with them. We are just hanging out there in the corner and we're just telling stories and laughing. And that's where Mike actually tells me about what you guys have been talking about and which was putting together the podcast. And at be honest with you, at first I was like, I did tell him I don't know. Like I don't know if
You know what he said? You know what he said, EC?
What?
I was just like, how are we gonna
exactly look at it right now, JV. Look at JV right now.
Yeah.
How are we gonna do it? You know, it's a lot. Like we didn't even know anything about this.
That's why
fucking Zoom. Yeah, and look at us. We're still terrible at it. I mean,
we are. That's the best part.
Yeah, we're terrible at it. We can't hook up anywhere away. When we're together, we can't do it. We can't do it. When we're in the other side of the country, we could somehow figure out how to make it work. But when we're next to each other, we can't get a podcast together.
Yeah, that's why it's beautiful. That's the best part, man.
Well, EC, I turned over. I said, I go, I think we could do this, and he was like, yeah. And I looked it over those guys. And I pointed. I go, if they can do it, we could do it.
Exactly.
They've got they have a person hired that just has a camera that is filming everything all the time.
And they have an entourage, people with speakers and what have you.
Yeah. No, that's a whole different world. But
what do we got? We got Justin Shepard who picks up after us.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's So then at the end of the night, it was really at the end of that weekend, I guess, a couple days. And I was like, yeah, this could be cool. We could do it. And, I just was like, we're just, if we can make it like, if we don't change anything about ourselves and we just do what we do.
EC, if we could make it like it was the two of us in the golf cart, laughing and pulling the rubber snake out of the bag and whatnot.
Yeah.
If we could make it like JV and I in the back of that booth, laughing our asses off, if we could make that, that's all we need.
That's it.
And here we are, right? Hey boys, season 4. Here we are.
It's amazing.
I know. I mean, yeah, it would be great. Subscriptions and people and follower, all that stuff. But I mean, we know that our audience is a limited audience. We don't do it for that. We do it, just so we can just bullshit and an excuse for us to talk to each other. We invite people to listen in.
Yeah. I mean, I say this all the time is like I love it because it reminds me of when we used to go on the weekends to the races, and in between motos, we're hanging out in the pits, in the tent, under the tent, and we're just, talking and we're making fun of people and ourselves and right? Like that's really what we do. This is what this is, for the most part.
We're just letting people peek behind the curtain.
This is what it was. Yeah, when we're all sitting together and we're just joking and making fun of each other. It's
especially for you and I, JV. I mean, everybody knows and knew Hollywood Mike Miranda, and they knew Mike was a jokester and he was a funny guy and he had
That's true.
You and I are not so much. I mean, there were people that I had teammates that knew, but like in the persona, when the perception is people didn't know, right? And so, but this literally, what we do on here is literally what we did every weekend at the races in the pits. I mean, it literally is
right. It's absolutely. It's so great. I mean, I love the fact that that's what it really is. It is, and if people think that it's like anything is. We don't script anything for the most part. I mean, the only thing that really is the intro that I have to look somebody up so that people, just to kind of some people that may not know our guests. So we try and, give them a little bit of insight on the guest. But other than that, nothing is scripted. I mean, nothing.
Well, half the time I don't even know who the guest is.
You don't even know who they are. Yeah.
He knows when the name pops up on the screen.
Literally. Half the
Right.
time, literally, that's the deal, man.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
Well,
good
you know,
though,
the
man. And I think it's a good for us. I think it's a good recipe. That doesn't work for everybody, but for our style and the amount of people that we have, right? Because we're not Whiskey Throttle or something super big, and we're not expected or held to a super high professional sound and a studio and all that. So I think it's perfect, man. I think it's exactly what our sport is about and exactly
Yeah.
who we are. It's extremely authentic, and
It's authentic.
so
It's authentic, all right.
that,
This
that's
is
why.
not highly produced, directed, or anything else. This is street cart tacos right now, right here.
It really
Yeah.
is. It
And
really is.
I think that's what's helped it resonate with the people that like our podcast and like to listen to us and enjoy it. You know, not everybody does. We've got some negative reviews from some people, but for the most part, it seems to
Yeah.
be that people really they like it. They like to have laughs with us. They like to have a good time. They like that we're not afraid to make fun of ourselves. So
Well,
Yeah.
I love, not only are we, you know, when we have guests and when we get to learn about each other, it's capturing a little bit of history about BMX that'll be there forever.
yeah,
And I do love that through this we've been able to create an event. As JV coined, it's a family reunion. We'd be able to create this reunion now, so people can come and have this same experience in their own
Yeah.
tent, or they
Yeah.
can come over to our tent. And you know, I don't care where you're at Dirtyfest. There are going to be people doing what we do right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
For
is.
sure.
It's pretty wild, man, to think that it's from from that golf tournament and you guys going to that hockey game that where it's how far it's gone. Like you said, 4 seasons, Dirty Fest 3. It's going to be huge, dude.
Man. Yeah. No, it's
We're
yeah.
we're only gaining momentum.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, and I think really to I I think it'll get very hard to try and make this happen, but I do believe that there is something to trying to get people to understand the sport, like our sport and where the roots are, and which just kind of does. Dirty
Yeah.
Fest definitely plays a part of it, but I love like that we at least play a play a role there. Or at least we're trying to
Yeah.
to keep our sport, kind of.
One of many. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah, one of many, and a lot of
Mhm.
people are doing it, but at least that we try and do that, and we're always cognizant about trying to build our sport at least
I
with new riders, so they know what the history is.
I
I think
I
it's
agree.
important.
I feel like our product right now is that runaway truck that's going down the hill, and we're deciding which runaway truck ramp we're gonna go into. Because, dude, it's
I look at it as we're in that truck and we're going downhill. I'm looking at UEC in the other chair over there, and you're holding the wheel like this.
exactly,
And JV's reaching over, honking the horn on it.
dude. I'm actively.
And I'm the idiot just keeps stepping on the gas.
Yeah,
Wow,
exactly.
great.
I'm actively expanding basically our footprint at the venue, and it's like now I've had to actually take mountain bike trails and alter them and work them around what we're doing because we're
Oh,
outgrowing the space,
oh,
like
wow.
our vendor
In
space.
every direction. In every
Yes.
direction, we're
Oh,
expanding.
super cool.
Yeah, but it's it's pretty crazy, man. Like, I keep looking at things just going, oh my gosh, dude, like how so
Yeah.
this year I think is going to be
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the track.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You're going to ride it, JV, and you're going to go, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
ride it
that
on my
first-
bike.
Yeah.
Ride it on the 26.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy
Yeah.
that. I promise.
I think you should bring your Supercross 24 and race it.
Yeah, bring your Supercross 24. Yeah, it's,
I would love to bring it. I have a
It's-
lot of gear to bring though.
we're making progress on the course for sure.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm thinking about doing is the flat turn that the
Careful,
guy,
careful.
You don't want to say too much.
Don't say too much now.
well, you can edit it out,
Okay.
but
You know, I
one of
say
the-
what I'm going to, and I never do.
the flat turn where the guy wrecked over and hit the bush.
Hit the bush.
Yeah. That turn I changed it a little bit. And but I'm thinking instead of making it super, super rock hard,
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna leave it looser.
Oh.
So it's like chewed up
Yeah.
and water it. So I don't want to make it muddy, but I want to make it so you're like your tires are kind of digging in
Oh.
versus sliding on hard pack.
I like it.
Okay. Okay.
Because you know, I look back at whenever I'm on Facebook and I'm end up some vintage BMX thing pops up. I look at the pictures and I look at the track and I look at the dirt and I look at the texture and stuff, and it wasn't groomed. It wasn't always hard packed. Sometimes there's big holes in the berms and all kinds of stuff. And
Right.
you know, I'm like, man, I want to.
Yeah. Make it rough. Make it a little
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, gonna be fun.
I mean, it's how it
Dude,
used to be.
That video of Kevin of T-Bone going off the track and running into the bush is freaking hilarious.
And you could hear him. You
Yeah.
could hear him saying it.
and he's laying there laughing. I have to find that clip and put it
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
I
you
think
could.
I think the only thing I'm trying to think of, the only thing that I think is staying the same is the turn at Kramer Junction.
The European turn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Everything else has been tweaked and altered a little bit just to be a little bit different.
That's the turn that Stewart cut
Yes.
through? Yeah.
Yep.
Kramer
Yep.
Junction.
Yeah.
Kramer Junction.
Hey, did you lengthen the last jump yet?
I didn't. I'm gonna change. So you'll see it on
Okay.
Monday.
I'll see it on Monday.
But I'm gonna change the last turn a little bit so that you have more speed coming out of it. Because there's not right now it kind of stalls out a little bit. I've been riding it
Okay.
on the e-bike and it has a stall out in it. So I'm actually gonna push that probably 8 feet down towards the Supercross tent. And then the jump will get lengthened as well.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad you tell me now because I already measured for the vendors.
Yep.
So we'll have to look at that again. And that's okay, whatever you need to do.
Yeah. But you're gonna have a bunch, like I said, you're gonna have a bunch more vendor space up by where we put our trailer.
Oh,
Where we have
down.
Our
We'll
vendor
see.
trailer,
We'll
up,
see.
our sign up.
We'll see.
Oh, by where the signups are. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll
Gotcha.
measure. We'll measure it all out. I started the
Wow.
layout. I already started the layout, and I stopped because I know that we're gonna have to go measure this again anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how about this? Well, I know that riding the track is one of the best parts. You know, the track is one of the best parts. Just riding it. You know, I know there's a lot of people that come that just want to ride one lap.
Yeah.
It's that fun, and I know that it's exciting for us to watch the races. It's exciting to watch you race, EC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That for sure.
It's
That's a highlight.
go ahead.
And I think one of the most, as far as that goes, it's fun to be part of it. It's fun for me. It's just fun to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching the races.
It's one of the most used things in the bike park
Oh, really? They just ride the track?
all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Campers and mountain bike teams.
Oh, nice.
The mountain bike teams, the high school mountain bike teams that practice out there, they ride it.
Oh, cool.
And then the campers, the kids that are camping there, they migrate in between. They go to the pump track zone and then they go up to the BMX track. And they go to that's what they call it.
Oh, cool.
BMX track. And they go back and forth all day while they're
Yeah.
camping.
I was there one time when a dad was there with his kids, and he said, "Yeah, this is what this is how your dad used to race. This is I was like,
so cool.
I felt great. I loved it. Loved hearing it.
Yeah. No, it gets a lot of traffic. I mean, I did work on it before I left last weekend, and I hadn't been to work in a couple of days because I was with Cole at the races, and we went and did a couple of days spring break in Kernville, and I came back, man, and the stuff that I didn't even get it finished. It was just like tractored in, but it wasn't like packed. It was ridden in, burned in over the
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're riding it, man.
EC, I don't know if you saw, Mike actually put his jersey on and his helmet, and he rode at Texas. There's a picture of him wearing the uniform, wearing the
No way.
Dirty Knobs the
I didn't see that.
like with the the Bilwell
See?
helmet, like
Come
yeah, he's got the
on.
factory working.
The
You gotta send me where that pic is, JV.
yeah, I gotta dig. I'll find it and
Oh
I'll
my
send it to you.
gosh.
Yeah, he was racing.
Hey,
I think
you
he
know
won.
what?
I think he won. Did you
Did
win?
you win?
Yeah.
Oh. That's good, dude. That's because he's been chasing local points on that cruiser. Remember?
Yeah.
He's
You,
going for a nag, bro.
my man Rob. I went out there to hang out with Rob Lane and Rusty Roberts and the boys, and to support their event because they're always come to Dirty Fest and support ours. So I wanted to go and support theirs. And Rob Lane goes, "Hey, I signed you up," and I was like, "Oh man, I was just gonna ride a couple laps." He goes, "No, I signed you up." So well, if you sign up, you sign up, right?
See?
And dude, I was on Kenny May's old free agent cruiser.
Oh my
No
god.
It was his
way.
bike. It was his bike. Tim Schaefer owns it now, complete exactly with the number plate and everything. And
Holy
I
cow.
got in the gate, and dude, it felt great. And gate starts are gate starts.
Yeah.
When just like JV, you just once you got it, and you learn, how to balance, how to go, when to go, and you do it. And it was fun. I had a blast.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
And those cruisers, like the old school cruisers are kind of small. They're not like big.
Hey, it felt great.
Yeah.
That free agent cruiser felt great.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So
It was fun.
cool.
It was fun. But when we get to Dirty Fest, there won't be no racing for me at Dirty Fest. But I hope that JV will race. And I know,
Me?
yes, I hope that JV races. And I want EC to win. Not that I don't want you to win, JV, but when you go every 3 years and you ride a bike, it's makes it a little tough.
Oh no, competition's tough at Dirty Fest. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. Well, listen, I love that it doesn't matter how big the competition is, because most of the guys that go there go for the right reason,
Yeah.
just to have fun.
Yeah.
And EC, you're right. We're doing this for the right reason, just to have fun.
Yeah.
And at my track, I say rule number 1 is have fun. Rule number 2 is see rule number 1.
Yeah.
And for Dirty Fest is the same. And I just got to say,
sure.
JV, we wouldn't be able to do this without you. We wouldn't be able to have this podcast without you, and we wouldn't be able to have Dirty Fest without you. So this is your minute, kid.
Well, thanks, but this is everybody. I mean, at the end of the day, it's we do this.
This is your episode.
Yeah.
No, yeah, which is crazy.
The best. Yeah, but
crazy.
Here's the thing, right? Like sometimes people don't know things about us, right? And that's why it's good for us to do this. So, and speaking of that, what we always ask all of our guests, man, do you have a rental car story that you could tell us?
Dude, you're stealing my. Okay, so let me ask EC's question.
Yeah.
Hey, so you've traveled, you've been on different teams. You must have a favorite person that you've traveled with, a favorite teammate or someone you've stayed with.
Favorite person I stayed with?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be my favorite. It's probably Marlon Pearson. Probably, I have to say I traveled with him probably the most, and he is, and the reason probably why is because he's my favorite is because he's just so low key. Like he just goes with the flow. Like it doesn't matter what Michael be injected in there, or Robbie Morales will be injected going crazy. Marlon Pearson, steady Eddie. Like there's no reaction. He'll laugh a little bit, but steady. Time for bed. Time for bed. He goes on his bed. I go on my bed, and then we wake up in the morning. His shit is ready. He is prepared. Like so yeah. So I have to give it to my old teammate and travel partner Marlon for the most part. My gosh, but
Hold on,
this
you gotta say
question
this.
is like
Hold on.
because
One
you
thing
got so
about Marlon,
many.
though. One thing about Marlon is when you go to bed and Marlon goes to bed, you don't have to worry about waking up with syrup on you
No,
and
no,
crackers and feathers and.
exactly. It's
But he knows it when he's with us. There's always a chance.
He's like
that's
this. One
he's
eye
got to
only,
worry.
man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Locks the door behind him. Yeah.
That's what I said. If you got Mike there, you got Robbie injected in
Oh.
this whole mix, it gets a little crazy. But if it's just me and Marlon, I know that I'm gonna go to bed at a pretty good time. I'm gonna wake up before the first moto starts.
Yep.
If I
Just
stay with
one.
you two, I'm missing a moto. I'm missing my first moto, which happened.
True story.
True story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I still
All right.
remember, dude. We shut the curtains on that room so tight so no sun came in, and that was a curse for us, man.
Well, we also went to bed kind of late because Miranda was dancing in the whatever party was in that hotel. We
That's
couldn't
not the
get
way I
in.
remember it.
We were too
That's
young.
not
We
the
were
way
too
I
young to get in.
remember it.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, dude.
You remember that? Oh my gosh, that was.
I remember the
remember.
phone ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, and I'm thinking someone's going to answer this wake up call. Who's going to answer the wake up call?
It
And
was
JV,
EC's. It was
yeah,
EC's mom.
Yeah.
but you answered it, JV, and it was EC's mom.
Yeah. Yeah. EC's mom. And then I remember going to the window, and I think I actually saw Ronnie Anderson. I saw Ronnie Anderson. I said, "What time?" Like something about the
Like when's practice start?
when's practice or start, or what group are they on in practice? And he's like, "They're done practicing." Oh, I was like, "Oh boy, boys, wake up! We gotta go."
Oh boy.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Dude. Started the day with a 9.
That was not good. Yeah.
Starting the day with a 9, bro, and blowing our chance at a perfect.
It was not going to be a perfect that day.
No.
Golly.
No. And I just missed my moto. My moto was on the gate when we got there. So I had a DNS and
Yeah.
that was it.
Right.
Like I was done.
Mine was already done too, man.
Yeah. I remember it was
Golly.
right on the gate and I got up there and I go, Can I go? They go, it's already dropped. You can't.
Lesson
Yeah.
learned.
Lesson learned. That's right. Got to.
Golly.
All right.
You're,
Hey,
so
is there someone that you've traveled with, or your least favorite teammate?
sure, yeah, you're the scariest one to travel with, no doubt. Because you never know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to wake up with shit in your hand or your face, or your luggage is going to be messed up, or there's going to be something stuck in your luggage. No. That's you're the one that is like,
You're the one.
you're the one. You don't know what's going to happen with you.
Dude, it's to this day.
To this day, you're putting hot dogs in dirty hot dogs in my fucking bags at Frogtown.
Oh man,
I mean,
so good. Still.
yeah, this is,
Hey,
you
How
gotta
about this? How about this? Just one.
This one.
just one. You would go for just one. No,
Yeah.
there's never just a.
Every time we see some divey bar, I just go,
Just
hey,
one.
hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
Just one.
Never.
Next thing you know, we've got the entire bar betting on something. We got some reindeer game we're playing inside, and we've got the entire town involved. The mayor knows us by name.
Yeah.
Just one.
No, you're the one. You're the one, Mike. You're the one that you just don't know.
I just did not expect that answer. I'm
Oh,
proud
yeah.
of it. I'm proud of it. But I
Easy,
wasn't expecting
easy
it.
knows. Come on.
Dude. Yep. For sure, man.
You don't know. You just
For
don't know
sure.
what's going to happen. Yeah. You love it. You love it, and you're worried at the same time.
The best.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good.
All right, we're gonna sign off now. Then EC has a question for you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Hey man, like I said, this is your episode, brother. This is your episode, and we couldn't have any episodes without you, my man.
No, you guys got me on this one. I probably wish you would have got me before I had a couple of drinks, but you definitely got me.
That was perfect. Yeah, JV.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Of course.
We love you, man.
Love you too.
Hey, I'm gonna have to edit this part in. You know, one thing we didn't put in your Wikipedia, JV?
My Wikipedia. Yeah. What?
You were the best man at my wedding, and I was the best man at yours.
Yeah, that's true.
That should be in your Wikipedia.
That was true.
Yep.
Yep.
I still have the manila envelope that you wrote your poem.
Oh
I
man.
still have it. Well,
Huh.
hey, seriously, love you guys. This is great. I'm glad I couldn't get anybody. I'm glad this worked out.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, me too.
We got to hear a little bit. We got to hear a little bit of JV's history, man. I love it.
It's a short little history.
Good stuff, dude.
It's still going, man.
Yeah, the listeners get to learn a little bit more about you. It's perfect.
All right. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Look at him.
Appreciate it.
Well,
All
guys,
right, boys.
I'll see Hollywood. I'll see you Monday, JV. This was fun, dude.
Yeah, I'll talk to you next round.
All right, brother.
okay,
All right, guys.
thank you for saving
All
me.
right.
Yeah, later.
Talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, it's Cash Matthews coming to you from the NBA reunion being held June 21st in Newhall, California. Coming out on the 21st of June at the Newhall Recreation Center, where we honor the great Ernie Alexander. And this show is going to be great. We have legends coming out. We have Mike Aguirre, Mike Miranda, Kevin Jackson from the old Schwinn team, Tracer Finn from CW, Doug Williams from Las Vegas, John Palfreyman, Vance Patterson will be there from our industry side, Lynn Caston, the legend from Redline, Skip Hess, the legend from Mongoose, and Bob Harrow, one of the all-time iconic writers. Come on out June 21st, have an evening with this wonderful group of people and go back to your roots. The NBA reunion, June 21st, honoring Ernie Alexander and all of our Legend Award winners for 2025. We look forward to seeing you. We've got a bike show that morning, and that is going to be phenomenal. This is going to be a great weekend. You do not want to miss it. June 21st, Newhall, California. Hang out with your buddies.
Hey, Scott.
Hey,
What's going on? Tell me about this cool ass event.
all right. We want you to come out to our event. It's called Rialto on Wheels. It's April 26th from 9 till 2. So it's only a 5-hour event. We're going to have some great things going on. We're basically taking over the whole block around City Hall. So it's at Rialto City Hall, April 26th. That's Saturday from 9 till 2.
And what's going on with that thing? What are we going to see?
So you're going to see all kinds of things. We got a little bit of something for everybody. So we have a bike rodeo in the morning for the little kids. We've got a little obstacle course so they can learn about safety and proper etiquette while riding out there. We've got a vintage BMX bike show. So we're going to have a lot of amazing bikes from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, kind of that old school period. If you got a cool bike, you got a collection of bikes, bring them, show them. You might win an award. We got awards 3 deep for all categories. We have a ride out. So if you're into the big wheel ride out stuff, we're going to have a couple hundred people. Rialto Police Department's going to give us an escort. It's only a 1-hour ride, super easy, but it's open to everybody. So that's going to roll out. We also have an expo area. So people from the industry will be there. electric bikes. People from the BMX world will be out there showing things. We're also going to have some celebrities as well. So by Perry Kramer, hopefully you, Stu Thompson, and other people from the BMX world that you can meet and greet. We'll sign your autographs. It's going to be a great time. And we also have, before I forget, a BMX freestyle show. So we got guys coming out with ramps. They're going to do tricks and stunts. These are some really high level athletes, people that have medaled in the X Games. So really, really cool. It's going to be an amazing event. Again, 9 to 2, Rialto City Hall is where you need to be to come out to Rialto on Wheels.
Oh man, that is awesome. I won't miss it.
Okay, cool.
Hey everybody, Sean here from Rad BMX Builds. If you don't know who I am, I'm retired military owning a small veteran-owned BMX company. I specialize in social media content and build old school and retro BMX bikes from predominantly the 80s. Sometimes I dabble into the 70s and into the 90s, but 80s are my area. I'm a Gen X kid and I love this type of stuff. So if you like old school BMX builds and content, events and shows, make sure you give me a follow on Instagram at rad_BMX_builds. I also have a YouTube channel. Go check us out on YouTube at Rad BMX Builds. I wish all of you a very merry BMXmas, and as always, stay rad.
Hey guys, Matt here from the Nostalgic Neighborhood. We're building a community of friends reconnecting with the best parts of our youth, 80s pop culture, skateboarding, and of course BMX. We've got video coverage of events like the Buckeye Bike Show, Flatland Jams, the BMX Hall of Fame ceremony, and then the Rad event down in Texas with Kevin Hull, Eddie Fiola, and Hollywood himself.
Oh, my third dramatic exit.
I've shared bike builds, we've relived childhood memories, and I've even started flatland riding at 49. In 2025, we're ramping things up, more BMX, more nostalgia. Join us for the fun over on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, riders. My name's Kevin Wilson from the BMX Podcast, and I want to make a personal invitation to all you dirty bastards out there to come and watch. If you're into old school BMX stories, old school trivia, or building old school bikes, I'd like to invite you to come by the BMX Podcast on the BMX Birds YouTube channel and check us out. Leave me a message, subscribe, leave me a dirty message. It doesn't matter. Want to hear from you. Thanks very much. And keep watching the Dirty Knobs Podcast because that's where it's at. Peace out. Thanks for everything.
Hi, guys. This is Danny Pena from Danny Pena BMX Racing on YouTube. I like to review BMX races. I love going over BMX magazines such as this, BMX Action being my favorite. Huge fan of the Dirty Knobs Podcast. I love the fact that they're giving me some support on this. I love talking about BMX. Please go to my channel. Like, subscribe, comment. I come up with videos just about every week. Love talking BMX. I do a lot of the old stuff, new stuff, mid-school, whatever you want. Come to my channel. Thanks a lot.
Hey, this is John Cruz. No, we're not having an earthquake. I have Parkinson's. What do you think of that, Michael?
We ought to pitch in and get you a gimbal.
That would be nice. But seriously, this is John Cruz, and I obviously have something going on, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 20 years ago this year, actually. So I've chosen the Davis Finney Foundation over the years to be my voice for Parkinson's. If you're not familiar with the Davis Finney Foundation, Davis Finney is one of the winningest cyclists in American history. He's the roadie. If you guys remember those roadies out there, all that Lycra and stuff. But he is just a great man. When he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, he decided to make a difference in people's lives. And his choice was to start a foundation. And that foundation obviously wishes for a cure for Parkinson's because there is no cure at this time. But they recognize that you have to live with Parkinson's. And your caregivers are having to live and take care of us. And the Davis Finney Foundation, that's what they do, is they only look for a cure, but they look for ways to enhance the quality of life for Parkinson's sufferers and their caregivers. So I appreciate all of you supporting the Davis Finney Foundation. It certainly means a lot to me. I know we all have something, right? So I think it's important to give back to our communities, whether it's BMX or a foundation that's close to your heart. If you don't have one, please choose mine. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you, John Cruz. You certainly have made a difference in a lot of lives, including mine, and giving us the opportunity to do something good for somebody else is fantastic. So thank you. Thank you so much. And on behalf of John Cruz, please find a way to give something to the Davis Finney Foundation on behalf of John Cruz, the Dirty Knobs, and your entire BMX family. Thank you very much.
This is Jay Oaks with BMX Breakthrough. Our mission is to grow the sport at the local level. We've reached out to TOs across the country to say, what is your need to better reach new riders, both young and old? And we've put a financial number to that to make it easier for sponsors and donors to jump in and say, I got this one. You can check out our website, bmxbreakthrough.com. Reach out to me directly, jay@bmxbreakthrough.com. We've got our social media at BMX Breakthrough. We've got the podcast as well. Thank you so much for your support, and let's get more kids and adults on bikes.
Guys, you're watching the Dirty Knob Podcast with Mike Miranda, Eric Carter, Jim Vicente. What the heck? Are you enjoying the show? Well, hey, take a minute. Stop. Pause. Go to your computer. TorqueRacing.com. You know what you want to do. TorqueRacing.com. Check it out. You're going to check out the new Pro X frames. You're going to check out the EK frames. You're going to check out the Barbarians. You're going to see the new Torquer shirts. You're going to see the pads. You're going to see all the new stuff. Go to TorqueRacing.com. You Dirty Knobs! You've been watching the Dirty Knob Podcast with Mike Miranda, Eric Carter, and James Vicente. Guess what? Now, I'm Bill Ryan. This is Supercross BMX. You need to click on the supercrossbmx.com. Come on over! Buy stuff! We need to sell stuff so we can keep in business, so we can keep supporting the show! Come on! Do it!
Hey folks, this is Mike Rodriguez, aka Mr. Crit. I've been racing and making number plates since 1980. You know, like when they used to do one pedal starts. But you know, Crit Plate has been around for 43 years. The last 4 decades, the who's who of BMX have raced a Crit number plate straight to the handlebars. And you know, you get that guy Mike Savage, the international man of BMX, still doing it strong. And you know, back in the day, the plates used to be reversible because there was multiple sanctions, and you could put, you know, one sanction on one side, one on the other. Now you just got one. But Crit is still reversible, and that logo is still on the back for guys like Mike and you rad guys, you know, like Mike Miranda, who would turn those handlebars and twist them up. And we got it rad just for you.
All right. Hey, where will we see those plates?
Those plates you can see at every single bike shop that stocks BMX stuff in the USA and Canada.
And where will you be at? Will you be at an event sometime soon?
Damn, I'm sponsoring the Dirtyfest, and I can't wait to come out to Southern California and get dirty.
Hey, Dale Holmes, I want to tell you something. One of my favorite podcasts that I never miss is BMX Weekly. Even though it has an accent, I still love it.
Cheers, Mike. You can get all the podcasts on bmxweekly.com. Old school, mid school, today's school. Check it out.
Yeah, BMX Weekly.
Hey, here we go. Hey, Beer Budget BMX, baby. Coming at you live from the Beer Budget Studios over here at the Hack Shack Quarantine. Oh, man, we're coming in hotter than Satan's nutsack. Yeah, we are dirtier than an Alabama strip club where reclass pros go and get lap dances by their half-sister. Yeah, the only show that'll make you second-guess your life choices like an Amish on an e-bike.
Hey, if you guys enjoy what you just listened to, make sure you tune in every Wednesday night to the All Things BMX show, the only live streaming podcast show in the game right now. Even ask Mike. He's been on. Vicente's been on. Still waiting for that other guy to come on the show. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And you can also find us at allthingsbmxshow.com.
We gotta find this. We gotta find a good picture of Weewo of Mark. Oh, I have one.
With the jacket on?
Yeah, I got the my champion picture. Yeah, good.
Weewo.
Weewo, greatest nickname in BMX.
Really is.
We weren't in the hotel 20 minutes, and Richie Hutchins, who was the owner's son, grabs me and brings me, and he might have been Bacchus as well, takes me over to the vending machine, and he asked me, he's like, hey, let's, I need you to help me shake this. I need you to help me turn it upside down. And I'm like, my mom told me before we went to the race, she goes, whatever you do not blow this opportunity. This is the,
oh my God.
And I thought Richie was testing me with the vending machine.
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm not helping him. And he's like looking at me. He's like, dude, grab onto the vending machine. Come on. I'm like, I'm not going to take that bait, dude. Why are you testing me to see if I'm going to be a bad kid, man? And he's just shaking it and candy's falling out of the vending machine. Like, well, I guess we're doing this. But yeah, I'm the same as you, JV. It's eye-opening when you get to do that the first time.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Yeah, obviously, I am a good influence on people.
That's right. That's exactly
man.
it. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
So, wouldn't trade it for anything.
No. Exactly.
I wouldn't trade a second of it.
Oh,
no.
Can't, and you know what? And I can't wait for the next one.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you, boys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, JV. I know it's getting late back there, buddy.
Yeah, it's getting a little late.
JV. Yeah, it's getting a little early over there, JV. I don't know what time you have to get up to throw your route, but it's not long from now.
Saturday tomorrow, so.
Oh yeah.